Well, I've done a couple songs from people that were huge inspirations, Marty Robbins and Frank Ocean, who are so similar. And I actually used to, when I played gigs regularly, sneak this song in. This is a song by my probably my favorite solo artist and easily favorite living lyricist, who is a rapper named Aesop Rock, who I was lucky enough to finally see in Grand Rapids a few years ago, and he was just put on a stellar show. And there are some people that I'll listen to their stuff and they write a good line, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I'd written that line. I wish I'd come up with that line. His stuff, it's something that I'm like shaking my head, like, oh man, that's just beyond my comprehension. Uh, this song was a really good example of him doing a really great story. When he can do this kind of stream of consciousness, just wordplay all day, but this song was such a great message. And I used to sneak this in, especially when I had crowds that I think wouldn't want to listen to rap, would play this for them, and had so many people come up and say, I really enjoyed that song you played, and ask who did it. So I tried my best to turn people on to Aesop through this song. This is called No Regrets. All right, Lucy was 7 and wore a head of blue barrettes. City born into this world, no knowledge and no regrets. She had a piece of yellow chalk with which she drew upon the street the faces of the various locals that she would meet. There was Joshua, age 10, bully up the block, who always took her milk money at the morning bus stop. There was Mrs. Crabtree and her poodle, always gave a wave and holler on her weekly trip down to the bingo parlor. Now she drew men, women, kids, sunsets, clouds. She drew skyscrapers, fruit stands, cities, towns. She said hello to passerby who asked her why she passed the time attaching line to concrete, but she would only smile. Now all the other children living in and near her building ran around like tyrants, soaking up the open fire hydrants. They'd say, little Lucy, wanna come jump double dutch? She'd pause, look, grin, and say, I'm busy, thank you much. Well, 1 year passed, and believe it or not, she'd covered every last inch of the entire sidewalk. She stopped. They said, Lucy, you're just giving in today? She said, I'm not giving in, I'm finished, and walked away. Now 1, 2, 3, that's the speed of the seed. A, B, C, that's the speed of the need. You can dream a little dream, or you can live a little dream. I'd rather live it. Dreamers always chase but never get it. 1, 2, 3, that's the speed of the seed. A, B, C, that's the speed of the need. You can dream a little dream, or you can live a little dream. I'd rather live it. Dreamers always chase but never get it. Now Lucy was 37, introverted somewhat. Basement apartment in the building she grew up in. Traded in her blue barrettes for long locks, held up with a clip, and traded in the yellow chalk for charcoal sticks. She drew little Bobby, who would come to sweep the porch. She drew the mailman, delivered every day at 4. She had very little contact with folks outside her cubicle day, found it suitable and she liked it that way. She had a man now, Rico, similar, hermit, and only see each other once or twice a week on purpose. They appreciated space, and Rico was an artist too. Connect on Saturdays and share the pictures that they drew. But every month or so, she'd get a knock upon the front door. Just one of the neighbors, acting nice but thought she was a strange girl. She'd say, Luce, you want to join me for some lunch? She'd grin and say, I'm busy, thank you much. Well, the neighbor made a weird face second the door shut. Would run and tell the friends how truly crazy Lucy was, and Lucy knew what people thought but didn't care, cause while they spread their rumor through the street, she'd paint another masterpiece. So 1, 2, 3, that's the speed of the seed. A, B, C, that's the speed of the need. You can dream a little dream, or you can live a little dream. I'd rather live it. Dreamers always chase but never get it. 1, 2, 3, that's the speed of the seed. A, B, C, that's the speed of the need. You can dream a little dream, or you can live a little dream. I'd rather live it. Dreamers always chase but never get it. Now Lucy was 87, on her deathbed, at the senior home that she had previously checked in. She traded in her locks and clips for a headrest, traded in the charcoal sticks for arthritis. It had to happen. Now she drew no more. She just sat and watched the dawn, had a television in the room that she barely turned on. She pinned up a life's worth of pictures on the wall, sat back to look each one over just to laugh at it all. Now Rico, he had passed about 5 years back, so visiting hour brought in a big flock of nothing. She never spoke much throughout the spanning of her life until the day she leaned forward, grinned, pulled the nurse aside, and she said, "Look, I've never had a dream in my life. Because a dream is what you want to do, but just haven't pursued. I knew what I wanted and did it till it was done. So I've been a dream I've had it to be since day one." No. Well, the nurse jumped back. She'd never heard Lucy even talk, especially words like that. She walked over to the door, pulled it closed behind, and Lucy blew a kiss to each one of her pictures, and she died. 1, 2, 3, that's the speed of the seed. A, B, C, that's the speed of the need. You dream a little dream, or you can live a little dream. I'd rather live it. Dreamers always chase but never get it. A, B, C. A, B, C. A, B, C. She said, "I'm not giving in, I'm finished," and walked away.
Nice.